Hi, my name is William Mayer. I'm an international student here at NYU Madrid. As part of my final project, I've been tasked with painting a picture of how students come to live, know, and understand Madrid, focusing particularly on the ideas of a global Spain and a global Madrid. I've decided to orientate this video essay around the following question. To what extent did the cultural movement of La Movida mold the area of Malasan into an ideal borough for an international student? First, we must better understand what La Movida was. Then I will elucidate how exactly La Movida influenced certain aspects in the barrio of Malasan. And finally, I'll discuss how those aspects make Malasan an ideal location for an international student like myself. Marcela Garcés encapsulates the essence of La Movida in her dissertation, when she writes, "The Madrid Movida is easily the quintessential cultural moment in Spain's recent past. Broadly speaking, it was a cultural renaissance that began in Madrid and lasted roughly from 1976 to 1986, a part of the uncorking that occurred partly during the transition to democracy after the death of longtime dictator Francisco Franco. This notion of uncorking is an effective description of how the movement represented a shift in the Spanish and Madrileña identity towards a more progressive, diverse, and global culture." She goes on to write, "The images in their artwork, films, fashions, and performances created narratives that helped a new generation of Spaniards to construct their identities. These new identities, predominantly of the youthful generations, were far more conscious of the world around them, being influenced by global music, global art, and cultures. Héctor Fus and Fernán del Val support these ideas when they write about the influences of international and contemporary musical references, citing music as an identifiable contributor to the transition. They mention Barán Rojo, a Spanish rock band in the 80s that gained international recognition, predominantly in the UK, and that reflects the progressive globalization of Spanish identities. La Movida was a transition away from traditional Spanish heritage, and through the arts and music, Spain and Madrid's identity opened up itself to global influences." Stephanie Seaberth offers a nice transition into the relevance of Malasan. In her chapter, "What Does It Mean to Study Spanish Culture?" she references ideas of escapism and how people indulge in cultural movements as a form of escape. Malasan was an area of Madrid that was home to many of these escapes. As discussed, music and art played a crucial role in La Movida. That is something which is so tangible in the borough of Malasan and which, in my opinion, makes it an ideal location for an international student. I found two websites that discuss Malasan and its relevance to La Movida. Malasan is that mythical quarter known for being the cradle of La Movida Madrileña. We cannot talk about Malasan without mentioning La Movida. In Malasan, many urban artists joined together to express its creations on the walls, street lamps, or even on the bins of the streets. La Calle del Pez is one of the most characteristic streets in La Malasan neighborhood, and this is the place where it all began. When you reach the end of the street, you will see Palentino, one of Madrid's La Movida reference points. El Pentagrama opened in 1979 and it's located at La Palma 4. Regulars also call this place El Penta. This is a true La Movida Madrileña bar. It's clear that Malasan still holds strong ties to the cultural movement of La Movida. It makes sense, therefore, that Malasan absorbed many of La Movida's attributes. It's diverse, global, and artistic. Three adjectives that are certainly a strong pull for an international student. I think Erasmus's website sums up perfectly what Malasan offers to students. Alternative and bohemian. In this area of Madrid, you will find the most alternative and bohemian atmosphere that the city has to offer. Malasan meets many students' requirements and ideals. It's the icon of La Movida Madrileña that took place in the 70s and the 80s. The coffee shops, the unique bars, the affordable food, the vintage stores, those are all attributes that make this area great for students. A study done by Abdullah Atala shows just how popular Spain is for exchanges. I think it showcases how global Spain and thereby Madrid has become, as they have the largest network of international exchanges both with students and faculty in all of Europe. I'd like to finish by showing an interview I conducted with 3 students that I saw outside Escuela de Artes Aplicadas.
And why is it a good place to be a student in Malasan?
Es un buen sitio porque tienes mucha cultura, porque hay mucha gente de muchos lugares y aprendes un montón de otras personas.
También es un buen sitio principalmente porque hay mucha gente joven, entonces facilita bastante el hecho de conocer gente, ¿sabes? Luego también conoces otras culturas porque incluso viene gente de fuera, ¿sabes? Tenemos compañeros que no son de aquí de España.
Would you say Malasan is a diverse place?
Sí, es un sitio súper diverso que tiene muchas culturas, como ya he dicho, y creo que es muy enriquecedor para gente joven y para gente mayor también, que nunca ha conocido gente de otros países porque han estado siempre en España y ahora se están comunicando con gente de otros países.
Okay, and the last question, have you studied La Movida?
Yo creo que la movida madrileña influyó mucho a cómo malasaña es hoy en día y toda la cultura como artística,
Sí.
más bien, que tienes aquí dentro.